On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
I don't really hang around with anybody that's histrionic, that cries all the time about everything. I
Somebody
don't.
get my pistol and put it to my head and just blow my brains out, bro. This is
It's
the
true.
most
It's
insane,
Anton. Anton.
insane
Anton.
analogy and
Anton.
impossible to ask. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. If you listen, if anybody ever asks me to call a character witness, if I'm ever on trial and anybody asks me to call a character witness, I'm calling K, yo. The defense is, the prosecutor is dead.
If you guys are just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef, Let's Talk. Make sure you guys take a moment right now to get these likes up. Also, while you at it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Great conversation, y'all. This is the greatest show on earth. No lie, no caps. Moving on to our next topic, which is women don't care about your feelings. Men, women do not care about your feelings. I'm gonna give an example. So if a man cheats, right, he's gonna keep his woman. If a woman cheats, it's gonna start off with cheating, and guess what? She's gonna kick her man to the curb. Women are not hardwired to operate like that. They don't operate like men. Women don't care about your feelings. I'll start with you, Courtney. You agree?
I do agree. And I agree because I don't think a lot of women think men have feelings. I think that a lot of women, we do a lot of things that are very hurtful to men and we think that they can take it. Being that you are a man, I'm the woman, I have the feelings. You shouldn't care. Even with the cheating, it's completely different as far as with a woman and a man. But when we look at it, it's like, oh, he's just a dog. That's what he, that's what you're programmed to do. So no, we don't really care about your feelings because we don't think that you necessarily have feelings. And when you do show feelings and get emotional, it's unattractive. So we don't even like seeing it. So no. So I'm gonna have to agree with that, unfortunately.
Okay. In a relationship, marriage, women don't care about your feelings. So just in general.
I think that's absolutely false. I mean, are there some women who just don't care about people's feelings? Sure. But in general, I think that women care about people's feelings. I mean, what?
I'm talking, okay. Are you saying people or, because I'm specifically saying men? And maybe JR, that's where I thought you.
No, JR did say, he said in a relationship or whatever. Okay. Like I still think that's false. Okay. False, because I mean, I can't think of a time where I was ever dating someone or friends with someone or whatever, any man, and I was just like, I don't care about his feelings. Like, I've never lived that life.
You wouldn't say it, but your actions would.
No, well, I've never had those actions. I'm very considerate of people. I don't just not care about a man's feelings. Like, and I'm not saying that this doesn't exist. I mean, I get what you're saying, Courtney, because some people do view men as less emotional or whatever. But we've talked about this on another show. I don't subscribe to that. I think men are emotional, women are emotional, people are emotional. So I do not. I mean, I absolutely care about men's feelings.
Are you attracted to a man that's emotional?
A man that has emotions or
that shows his emotions.
So when he's asking.
Yeah. So when he's
Anton, let her talk. Anton.
Okay. Okay. So if a man was upset and start crying, or was watching some movies and he's crying, and you're like, oh, he's really boohooing. That you would think that was sexy?
No, I don't have a fetish for tears. I wouldn't think it was sexy.
Well, but he's showing his feelings. and his emotions.
Okay, but there's a difference between being okay with someone having emotions versus finding it sexy. Like, how is that even the comparison? It's okay for a man.
Because it's a turn off.
I mean, it's a neutral activity. People have emotions. I just don't look at it that way.
Okay.
I mean, it's okay if you look at it differently. I just don't look at it that way.
I said, all right. You like men that are emotional.
I mean, you could put words in my mouth. That's not what I said. I just said that it's okay to have emotions. It's okay if something happens and someone cries. I mean, and I be trying to tell my man, like, you can cry. He's like, the fuck? So, I mean, I think it's just a thing that.
Wait. You're not just going to skip past
to express. I'll tell him, like, it's okay to express how you feel about something, but
no, that's not what you said. That's not what you said.
Let me ask you something, Kate, too.
Hold on, Court.
Okay.
Hold on, Court. Please hold on to that.
Okay.
What did you say to him?
I'm saying that it's okay for men to cry. I
asked you a direct question based off what you said.
I know, and I'm telling you, I've talked to my man about it being okay for men to cry, but he looks at me like FOH. Like, I've never seen him cry, but I tell him, like, it's okay for men to cry. We've had this conversation, but I get it. Men don't be out here crying like that.
You say to him, it's okay for you to cry. Is that what you say? Is that what you say?
We've not been in. I've already explained what I said. I just said what I said. We've had the conversation that it's okay for men to cry. But he don't be crying.
When you say that, how does he react?
Like a man?
He'd be like, exactly. He'd be like, get the FOH. He's not with it. But I am just saying, like, you could, I let it be known that it's always okay, and he's not with it. And it's not.
But you wouldn't be attracted to it, though. You just said that, didn't you? Or
no. Why do y'all keep making up stuff that I said?
I'm asking you a question. I said, did you say that, or am I misquoting you?
You're misquoting me.
Okay,
Courtney asked me, would I find it sexy or something like that, and I said it's right. And I said it's not like, oh, this is sexy or not. If a man is crying, it's just that I have space for a man that wants to have emotions. I mean, hypothetically, like, let's say, I don't know, one of my brothers, something happened. I'm not going to be like, oh, this is terrible, don't cry. Like, men get to have emotions. Like, I don't think that it's healthy to look at men as these emotionless beings. So I absolutely care about men's feelings. Like, how?
Let me ask you a specific question. Let me be more specific. If he cried regularly because he liked chick flicks, right? if he cried when he watched those type of movies, would that be an issue, or would you be cool with it because men have emotions?
If my man cried regularly, like while watching chick flicks or whatever, I would be concerned because I've never seen him cry before.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
So if he suddenly started crying at chick flicks, y'all always do this. Like, you ask me a question and then change it.
It's mind blowing because you always, he's never. So it's
he hasn't.
Answer the question. No. Would you find it? Would you find it to be an issue, not because he's never cried before? Okay. Would you find it unattractive and not up your alley if he was just a regular crier when it came to chick flicks? Hypothetically.
Okay. So I don't really hang around with anybody that's histrionic, that cries all the time about everything. I don't.
Somebody get my pistol and put it to my head and just blow my brains out, bro.
It's true.
The most insane analogy and impossible to ask. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. If anybody ever asks me to call a character witness, if I'm ever on trial and anybody asks me to call a character witness, I'm calling K, yo. The defense is I mean, the prosecutor is dead. They can't convict me when I got K on the stand on my behalf, bro. You are in my Rolodex at the top of the list when they need to call a character witness. This is nuts, bro.
Thank you.
Okay. 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 Would you be understanding to a man that, let's say, didn't feel like going to work because he's had a bad day, and then that turned into 2 days and 3 days? Would you feel sorry for him? Or would you say, get out your feelings and go to work?
Again, I would be extremely concerned about that. I would be concerned. I care about men's feelings. If hypothetically a man that used to go to work is just like, hey, I'm not going for 5 days in a row, I would be concerned. I'm not just gonna be like, get up and get out your feelings. I'm gonna be like, what's wrong?
I don't feel like it. I just don't feel like going to work.
I would find, like, Courtney, think of it this way. Let's say me and you are friends, we're hanging out, right? And you know, we're both.
Where'd you get that sound effect?
He's enlisted random cats into the situation. But like, let's say me and you are friends, we're hanging out.
Hello, motherfucker.
Okay. Let's say me and you are friends, we're hanging out, and we hang out every weekend, right? If suddenly I stopped wanting to hang out for like 3-4 weekends in a row, aren't you going to be concerned? Like, that's my thought about it. If there's a man who, right, that's my thought.
The reason why, because you're a woman, and I know you're emotional. But let's just say I was dating a man and he ghosts me. I'm not going to be like, oh, what's wrong with him? I'm going to figure he don't want me no more.
No, I was drawing the parallel to the thing that you just said about like a man who usually goes to work and now he doesn't want to go anymore for 3, 4, 5 days. I'm going to be very concerned. I'm going to be worried. I'm going to ask him what's wrong. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of it. I'm not just going to say, get up and go to work. Like, I'm just going to be like, you know what? This is out of character. I'm concerned about you. What's going on? How many days can
you take off of work and not bring home money for you to then say, hey, get up and go to work?
How many? I care about men's feelings. At the end of the day,
really?
I care.
JR's on one today.
I don't understand. And then in the same instance, y'all will turn around and be like, black men kill themselves. Like, but then y'all are talking like this. Like, I don't understand how this is okay to not be concerned about men's mental health and feelings, but then on the other hand be laughing. Like, I don't get that. That's just not me.
You don't care about my feelings because you sitting here taking me around the ringer, making me frustrated by not answering the question. I don't believe you, yo. That is, yo,
Anton, you know I care about your feelings. This is not too much for you. You're fine based on what I know about you. If this was really hurting your feelings, I would be concerned.
I just told my chick to get me the pistol. I'm taking. I'm going offline.
Tell her I said hi.
All right, Danielle. Women don't care about your feelings.
So I understand completely where Kay is coming from. Okay. I think that all women's first reaction to this type of thing is going to be, of course I care, because it's antithetical to our upbringing as little girls to assume or think that we wouldn't want to be a nurturing person for that man. We want to be the one to fix the problems and nurture the emotions. But just like Kay said, Black men in general, suicide rates are sky high. That's for a reason. The reason is people don't care about their feelings. So it goes hand in hand. Like, but what they're saying, but I think it's not just because people don't care about their feelings. It's also because our culture has eliminated masculinity and the promotion of men and men coming together.
No, it's because women have been raising men, and this is the result of it.
Yeah,
This is the result of it.
I think it's all working together. I think the root cause of how women got in that power position is also the source of why we see it in our media. So I think they go together.
I agree with that. With that.
So I think it's what we want. We want to care and we want to sit because it makes us look bad. If we sit here and say, oh, you going through something? I don't care. It makes us just inherently look bad. Nobody wants to admit that. But the truth is, I mean, you see it a lot. You could watch, I don't know if anyone watches Married at First Sight of the ladies, but they just had a season where there was a Black couple, Karen and Miles, and the brother was suffering with depression. And the girl literally got his name before they got the girl literally got his name before they got married and said, oh, I seen him on Instagram. He's on his stories talking about his feelings all the time. He's not my type.
But he had enough time. He did not have enough time to sign up for the show.
Right.
He should have been signing up for therapy. He should have been signing up for therapy. I don't want to hear that, bro. I don't want to hear it. I agree. I am unsympathetic when it comes to people when they decide to do things intentionally as grown folks. I don't want to hear that crap, yo. And I understand that there are some extreme cases or there are some other cases, whatever, so on and so forth. But I'm saying that, yo, don't sign up for the show talking about I want to be married at first sight and then be complaining about it when you should have been signing up for therapy to get yourself together. I don't want to hear it.
No, I completely agree. And you'll see that when the woman, Karen, tells him, I'm uncomfortable with how much you're expressing your emotions, he's coming in with a blanket over his head, like in his feelings, like, oh, nurture me right now. And it's on camera. I'm sure as a woman, she's like, oh, this puts the burden of like being the strength on me in this moment. And this represents our family to the world. That's embarrassing for a woman. That's just the truth of it. So as much as you want to nurture that, it just goes against the core nature of most women.
And how could you let that lead you?
Right.
You can't, if someone can't lead off emotions. So you have to use logic. And if you are emotional, something happened, then logically you need to figure out how to.
Emotional. I don't even want to be around a woman that's crying all the time. Yo, I'm like, yo, get this chick from around me. Like, I don't want to see tears all the time. Yo, so every time something happened to you, you crying. So we watching The Prince of Egypt. I love The Prince of Egypt. And she cries every single time we watch The Prince. Come on, man.
I don't care.
I'm not doing it, bro.
I don't care.
Get me out of there. Get me out of there, bro. I can't do it.
Rilla, women don't care about your feelings. What are your thoughts?
Anton, don't be hating on Joseph like that, man. I love The Prince of Egypt too, man.
I love The Prince of Egypt, bro. It's one of my favorite countries.
I see you in your Jesse Lee Peterson energy, man. You gotta switch from the hoodie and get you one of them tight fitting polos, bro.
Man.
Hey, yeah, man. The answer to that question is by and large, no, they do not care about your feelings. And we see this in a number of spaces. So earlier today, I'll give you an example. Earlier today, I made a post in our group, and in it, I kind of was telling women, like, I don't think y'all realize how bad it is out here, and that the brothers are really frustrated. And there was a sister, and if she's in the chat, she can comment on it. But there was a sister in the group that said, hey, what I'm hearing from a lot of women is that we don't care about y'all frustrations, or they don't care. They don't care. She didn't say we. So they don't care about your frustrations. And she added some context to it. But the fact that it was women don't care. You know, if you go to, if we, you know, with the observable eye, look at, you know, some of these the nastiest arguments that you see between couples. Who's the first person that usually goes for the jugular and use something, a secret you might have told, or something that you confided in?
Can't dance. That's what Rihanna, and what my man the comedian said. That's what Rihanna told Chris Brown.
Man.
That's what get angry. That's why you can't dance.
Yeah, dog, man. I mean, and then think about it, man. You look at even you know, some of these instances where you look at family court, right? You look at family court and you look at what some of these you know, the mothers go for in child support, or even when they enforcing child support, like I remember on one channel I was watching, the brother was telling a story about how this woman got married, and she was well off. She was married to a millionaire, but the father of her child was behind on child support. She kept taking him to court, and not because she needed the money. She kept taking him to court because they had a bad breakup. And then when the judge asked him, because he kept putting him in jail, he said, well, I don't want to keep throwing you in jail. So why can't you pay the child support? Man pulled out his whole bottom jaw, said, I can't work, I'm on disability. So when we look at these,
and I know he pulled out his whole bottom what?
The whole bottom jaw, his whole bottom joint. He had been a veteran. I think he said he fought in Iraq or something like that, in Afghanistan. He fought in the war, and you know, he was disabled basically. And woman didn't care, man. She wanted to punish him, right? So you know, you look at these, and again, I know they extreme, but by and large, just with the observable eye, the answer to that question is women don't care. And I agree with Courtney too. It's mainly because they think that men don't have feelings or emotions, and that they can pile it on. You know, what are you gonna do? You can't hit me. What are you gonna do? What, you know? And
until
women
I do. Until I do.
Women are cut it out, man. You're gonna start a whole. You're gonna start a whole nother.
You want the back or the front? Which one out of my hand do you want?
I mean, but you get into a verbal joust with the women, and you know they like scalpel with that with the word play. So I don't care about your feelings.
No, you made some good points too, Rilla.
I agree with you, bro. I'm just messing around, but I agree with you, Rilla.
You know, a lot of women use their child against their man. So I'm going to hurt you enough where I'm going to take your seed and you're not going to see him because you've made me mad. And that happens a lot. These are not just isolated issues. It happens a lot. So no, women don't care.